Hey everyone, imagine a wedding where everything seems perfect until one surprise guest makes everyone stop and gasp. Today I'm going to tell you the true story of how a rich man took his maid to a wedding, and when the groom saw her, he stopped the whole ceremony. Stay tuned, because you won't believe every twist along the way. Let me introduce you to our main characters. There's Mr. Cole, a kind but very rich man who has always done surprising things. And then there's Anna. Anna isn't just any maid. She is hardworking, warm, and has a smile that can light up the room. Today, Anna is about to change a wedding forever. Now, on this bright morning, a very important wedding was about to start in a grand hall. The hall was decorated with sparkling lights, rows of flowers, and perfect chairs arranged for family and friends. Every guest was excited. The sound of soft music filled the air as everyone waited for the ceremony to begin. I know you might wonder, why would a rich man bring his maid to a wedding? Well, friends, sometimes real life is stranger than any fairy tale. And today's story is filled with surprises, just like your favorite adventure books. Before the wedding began, everything was being planned just like a clock. There were technical details too. The sound system was checked by experts, the lighting was arranged so that every corner sparkled, and the videographers were ready to catch every moment. In every wedding, these details are very important because they help make the day perfect. But what can be planned in life is sometimes thrown out the window by one unexpected moment. Mr. Cole, who had arrived early, looked around the hall with pride. He had a secret plan. He believed that when you care deeply about someone, you should always let them shine. And that day, he wanted everyone to see Anna for who she really was, a person with a big heart. I remember once seeing a birthday party where one small, surprising moment changed everyone's mood. It was a bit like that here, a quiet moment that turned into a great surprise. The ceremony was about to begin. Guests took their seats and whispers of excitement flew around like little birds. Then, suddenly, the sound of polished shoes on the hall floor announced the arrival of Mr. Cole. But something was different this time. He wasn't alone. With him was Anna, dressed in a modest yet elegant outfit that made her look both neat and kind. As Mr. Cole walked down the aisle with Anna by his side, everyone looked. It was unusual because most rich people come with a fancy date. But here Mr. Cole showed that sometimes love and care are more important than just fancy appearances. In a typical wedding, you expect a groom, a bride, and their families. But today, the unexpected twist caught everyone off guard. Guests began to murmur, "Who is she? And why is she here?" And then the unthinkable happened. Right as the wedding was about to start, the groom, let's call him Alex, saw Anna. His eyes widened and suddenly he froze. The ceremony stopped. The groom stood there with his face full of shock while the string quartet's music paused. No one had seen this coming. Alex, normally so calm and smiling, was now silent. The camera in everyone's hands captured his surprise. One moment, all was merry, and the next moment, everyone felt the tension in the air. Why did Alex freeze? Was it just the shock of seeing a maid at a fancy wedding? Or was it something deeper? I believe that sometimes our hearts remember things that we do not even realize. And for Alex, Anna's presence stirred up old memories and feelings he thought he had long forgotten. Let me explain what might have been going on in Alex's mind. Long ago, when Alex was just a little boy, he saw kindness in the smallest acts, like the warm smile of someone who cared for him. In a twist of fate, Anna, with her gentle way and glowing kindness, reminded him of that time. In fact, many guests later wondered if Anna's warm heart was the mirror of someone from Alex's past. Technical details from the wedding planners showed that the moment lasted only a few seconds. But in those seconds, the silence spoke volumes. A wedding is meant to go on like a smooth machine. Everything is synchronized, from the music to the lights, even the movements of the guests. Yet one unscripted moment brought time to a standstill, and it felt as if the whole room was holding its breath. Imagine if you were watching your favorite cartoon, and suddenly the hero's face went all serious. You'd wonder, what happened now? That's exactly how everyone felt that day. After what seemed like a very long pause, Mr. Cole stepped forward. In a calm voice, he said, "Friends, Anna is not just my maid. She is someone who has worked hard, cared for many, and carries a beauty that goes far deeper than what you see on the outside." His words were simple but filled with meaning, making many people understand why Anna was so special. Alex, still stunned, slowly took a step forward. With his eyes a bit watery, he said, "I never expected to see such a kind and gentle soul here today. I think I was reminded of a time when I felt cared for and safe." The atmosphere in the hall began to change. What once was shock soon turned into a quiet understanding. People began to see Anna in a new light, not as just a maid, but as a person who had a power to touch hearts without even trying. I think there's a lesson here for all of us. Sometimes the unexpected can bring out the true feelings hidden inside us. The groom's shock was a reminder that even in the middle of a carefully planned event, the heart's memory can surprise us. Let's take a minute to look at this from a technical point of view. Weddings are designed with strict timing. The lighting, the sound system, even the order of speeches, everything is set so that the event feels smooth and perfect. But sometimes human emotions can change that plan in an instant. In this wedding, when the groom stopped the ceremony, the planners faced a challenge. They had to pause the sequence and wait for the moment to pass. It was like when you're playing a video game and your enemy makes an unexpected move. It changes the whole game plan. Much like in those games, a little unexpected twist can make the story far more interesting. At the same time, I feel that such moments remind us, despite planning every minute detail with technical perfection, the true beauty of life lies in spontaneity. A moment of genuine emotion can touch every person in the room, and sometimes that is exactly how magic is made. Have you ever been in a situation where something unexpected happened and you just had to stop what you were doing? Imagine you're playing your favorite board game and suddenly the power goes out. You'd be surprised, right? That's how all the wedding guests felt when the groom's reaction took center stage. One guest later joked to another, "I didn't know a maid could have such superpowers." And while that made everyone laugh, it also showed that people can find humor even in surprising moments. Laughter is a way to heal shock, and in that wedding, it slowly brought everyone back together. I personally believe that moments like this show how important every person is, even if they sometimes work in roles that most people overlook. Anna's presence reminded everyone that beauty and kindness can come from anywhere, and that every job has its value. The shock eventually gave way to a turning point. The wedding's flow, paused by a moment of deep emotion, began to move forward once again. Alex slowly smiled and took a deep breath. He then addressed everyone, saying, "Today I learned that every person carries a story and a heart full of memories. I apologize for my sudden pause, but I needed that moment to remember what really matters." The audience clapped softly, showing that they understood. After that, the ceremony continued with a newly added sense of meaning. The incident was not a failure of the day. It became the highlight, a reminder that every soul deserves respect and love. As the wedding went on, people started to talk about the amazing day when something unexpected brought out the true colors of love and humanity. Even the photographer, who usually stayed serious, admitted later that he almost dropped his camera in shock. So what can we learn from this strange but wonderful event? First, never judge anyone by what they do for a living. Anna was there because she was loved and trusted by Mr. Cole. Her kindness reminded everyone that every person has a story, even if they work behind the scenes. Second, life is full of unexpected moves. No matter how much we plan, our hearts can change everything in a blink. Just like the groom, we may sometimes need to pause and feel our emotions, even in the middle of a busy day. And finally, if you ever feel that something is off in your life, remember that sometimes a surprise is just a chance for a new beginning. Just like that wedding, where a moment of shock turned into an important lesson for everyone. This story shows that even in a well-planned event with detailed technical setups, the human heart always finds a way to remind us what's truly important. Love, kindness, and the courage to be yourself. Thank you so much for listening to this amazing wedding story. I hope you enjoyed how a simple twist turned a perfect wedding into a memorable day full of emotion and meaning. If you like this story, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, check out the video on your screen right now. It's filled with more unforgettable moments that you won't want to miss.